What is up, world? Echoes here, and in today's video I ask you the question: can you imagine what it would be like to wake up in the middle of the night and not be able to move or cry for help? In today's video I will be going over my worst nightmare. Alright, so before we get into this, first I would like to go over sleep paralysis and just give a brief summary for those of you that don't know. So sleep paralysis is a state between being awake and asleep. You are essentially paralyzed. You're not able to move. You're not able to speak. This can last anywhere from a few seconds to a few minutes even. Many people throughout the years have reported seeing shadowy, almost paranormal type figures during sleep paralysis, and it is a very fearful state to be in, as you can imagine. This is brought on by a lot of stress and anxiety and has actually killed several people, depicted in different paintings, and even the likes of Freddy Krueger was actually inspired by sleep paralysis. Alright, so my worst nightmare. So this dream occurred about a couple years ago. We actually used to have this dog for quite some time, and then my mom actually ended up taking him. But when I woke up in the middle of the night, I heard and felt something like pressure, like the end of the bed just weighed down. Like, I didn't think anything of it at the time. I'm like, oh, okay, that's just the dog, whatever. And then it took me a second to realize that we don't have the dog anymore. We haven't had the dog for weeks now. And so that's when I knew that something wasn't right. So it was at this time I remember opening my eyes, and in the corner of my eyes I could see something standing at the end of my bed, like on my bed, standing over me. And it was huge, it was dark, it was completely pitch black, this dark shadowy figure. And I had one of those moments where, like, I wanted to look but didn't, like you have that friend and they're watching a scary movie, they're like peeking through their fingers, like, come on, like, we know you're still looking, like. But it's like a way of protecting yourself, I guess. But yeah, I almost pulled one of those. I obviously couldn't move my hands, but I just remember peeking out of the corner of my eye, and then it was at that time I was just like, nope, nope, nope. And I look the other direction, and of course I'm freaking out, right? I'm trying to move, like, my fingers, my toes, anything, and I'm trying to yell for help, and like nothing's coming out. It was insane. So then I pan over to the other side of the room to try to just avoid whatever that is, because that was just too much. And I remember I'm in my room and I can see I had this huge mirror at the time that was on the other side of the room. And I remember looking into the mirror, and it was at that time the mirror just went up in flames, like just went ablaze, right? And that's when I'm like, okay, this like, I'm in it, right? Like, I can't avoid that. I can't avoid, that, like, it's just happening. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen, right? And so there's this lady, right? This, like, okay, have you seen the movie The Shining, right? Where the lady's in the bathtub and her skin's like all like nasty and rotted, right? So it was like that. Like, that lady starts like coming through. It was almost like a portal opened up in this mirror, right? And there's flames everywhere. This nasty, rotting corpse of a lady comes like crawling through the mirror, and I'm like in full panic mode at this point, and I'm trying whatever I can to wake myself up because I know I'm asleep. And I just remember like yelling myself awake, basically. And the lady had like made it onto the floor at this point, and finally I'm just like, snap out of it, right? And I'm like I'm like hyperventilating. I'm just like breathing heavy. I'm like sweating. I'm like looking around the room like, is that, like, what? Like, is that it? Like, am I okay? Like, Yeah, it was incredible. Definitely the most vivid dream, like realistic dream I think I've ever had, because the fact that I felt the bed way down like that, like I was seeing things, I was hearing things, I was feeling things that were not there, and it was so real, um, and frightening for sure. So, um, yeah, that was definitely the worst nightmare I've ever had. Alright, as always guys, thanks for watching. Please give this video a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos and album reviews coming soon. Have a great day, and I'll see you online. Peace.